Anytime.
I'll talk to you guys a little bit today about small business. If you think you have a particular talent that you'd like to turn into a business, or somebody has seen something that you've done that they thought you could probably, you know, they wanted to buy it from you, that maybe makes you say, well, maybe I could sell some more. Or if you want to be your own boss, rather than working for a man, you might want to look at small business. You're never really your own boss, but you do get more latitude if you own the business. But you're working for everybody else. Every one of your customers is your boss. This country is wide open with small business opportunities. It is the third easiest country in the world to start a small business. I got that from an Intuit file, which I'll have that up here shortly. They did a survey of the cost of starting a new business, and they did a check globally on all the countries, and they have a graph here. I don't know if that's the first slide I got up on that. Yeah, as you can see, we're doing pretty good, even in spite of the economy. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel in January of this year did a report that said that there were, I believe, 39,000 new businesses started in the year 2011. And that was up from the previous year. So that's good. Now, there are several kinds of small business. What I personally have been into business with is what's called a sole proprietorship. I do everything. I do the advertising, I do the customer contact, I do the labor, I supply the materials. I'm my own accountant, and I guess, you know, the saying would be chief cook and bottle washer. I like it. One of the challenges was always coming up with enough to write off at the beginning of the year when you want to do your taxes, because the more you can write off, the less you have to pay. In the business I was in, the first quarter of the year was the worst quarter of the year as far as revenue went. The type of sole proprietorship that I had was called a bootstrap, which basically you don't do a bank plan, you don't do a startup loan, you start with what you've got, and you shoebox your paperwork every month and do a profit and loss at the end of the month. Pay your bills out of the shoebox. You don't run an accounting program, although nowadays it actually makes sense, and it's very inexpensive to have an accounting program for your business. It makes it so much easier now with computers and so forth to do that. The next size of business would be what's called a limited liability corporation. It's the same as a sole proprietorship, except that, as it says, the limited liability, if in a sole proprietorship, for some reason, somebody wanted to sue you, they could take you not only for your business assets, but for your personal assets. So it's kind of risky sometimes, depending on what kind of business you're doing as a sole proprietorship, whether you want to continue that way or get into a limited license. With the limited liability, you can protect your personal assets. So if something were to happen, they can only go after your business. It's cheaper than an incorporation, but it still does cost some money, and you have to draw up some papers to do. Whereas the next step up the ladder would be an incorporation. Usually you don't want to do an incorporation unless you're planning on a large number of employees. So those are the three businesses that I want to talk about. The next chart shows some of the closer look at some of the countries that are doing well with small business. And then I want to move on to, if you decide that you want to do a small business, there are many, many resources that can help you to set up your business. They can help you write a plan for your business plan if you want to get a bank loan to start up. One of them is SCORE, which is a Service Corps of Retired Engineers. And they have many, many assets, and they actually have retired executives, not engineers, but executives, retired executives who will work with you one-on-one to develop a business plan, to fill out the application for the bank, to start up your business, to organize your finances, whatever it takes to get your feet off the ground. The next resource that I think is invaluable is the Small Business Association, which is the United States government. And they have the same thing. They have many downloadable outlines that you can use to draw up your business plan. They also can route you toward places for business loans and many, many resources. The other and last resource is apparently not there. But anyway, that would be the Wisconsin Department of Revenue. Now, you wouldn't think if they want your taxes that they're going to be helping you, but actually it's kind of helping themselves as well, because if they can help you to have a sound business operation, then you're going to be able to pay your taxes for doing business in the state of Wisconsin. I've found all three in my own personal life to be very helpful. And I appreciate the fact that they're out there helping to foster business in this country, because it's a lot of opportunity. So if you think that that's something that you want to do, there's a lot of help and support out there, and all I can say is go for it.